Top 10 Amusement Park Disasters. An amusement park is a park that features various attractions, such as rides and games, as well as other events for entertainment purposes. Be it a child, an adult, or a teenager, an amusement park is where one gets to relive their childhood memories and experience the fun all over again. The thing is, not everyone shares the same experience or memories of amusement parks, as they can go from fun scary to fatal scary quite unexpectedly. In this video, we will be looking at 10 amusement park disasters that will make you glad you stayed at home. Number 10, the Mindbender, Canada. Galaxyland is an indoor amusement park. Located in the West Edmonton Mall in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, it is home to the world's tallest and longest indoor roller coaster, the Mindbender. Back in the 80s, the Mindbender was the scene of a terrifying accident for its passengers. An ordinary ride on this roller coaster turned into a tragedy when the fourth car on one of the trains derailed and slid backwards, losing control and eventually ending up hitting a concrete pillar. The impact caused 4 passengers to fall from a height of about 7 meters. 3 passengers died and the fourth had to be treated for a severe injury. As a result of this accident, 19 more people were injured and had to be taken to a nearby hospital. As expected, the incident was blamed on maintenance and design, who then had to revise the design and safety measures of the ride. They made the train smaller, which in turn reduced the number of riders it can hold. The park authorities were forced to make changes, so it makes sense that these 2 problems were targeted. Number 9, the Disco Dancer, India. The fun thing about working at an amusement park is that you get to test out the new rides on your breaks. The not so fun thing about testing new rides is that they could fail. At this amusement park, 20 employees decided to test out this new ride. Unfortunately for them, this isn't one of the smart rides. Their fun break is cut short and quickly turns into tragedy. The speed and spinning movement is one indicator of how chaotic the moment became when the spinning wheel of the ride, which is where the riders stand, came crashing down. It came down from a height of 5 meters from the ground. 7 employees were injured and 1 died. Under the charges of negligence, which turned to the death of a worker, the park's owner and the manager were arrested. The Disco Dancer was one of the main attractions of this park, but they stopped operations after a flood damaged it. The workers were doing a test run before opening it again to the public, which would have been great if the perk of an amusement park job hadn't turned into its detriment. Number 8, Mission Space, USA. Mission Space is a themed pavilion in the future world at Epcot, a theme park at the Walt Disney Resort in Bay Lake, Florida. The attraction simulates what an astronaut might experience aboard a spacecraft on a mission to Mars. The ride is considered one of the most intense rides at Disney Park. So intense that sometimes people end up in a hospital. A 4-year-old boy who is quite tall for his age passed the height requirements for this ride, but it seemed that it was a little too much for him. He passed out on the ride and had to be taken to a hospital where he later died. Maybe age is another deciding factor on whether or not you should get on these rides. Unfortunately, he was not the only one to go through this. A year after he passed, a middle-aged woman died after having an experience that can only be described as intense. Many other people have ended up in the ER after experiencing nausea, dizziness, and chest pains after their deep dive into space. I guess not everyone is meant to be an astronaut. Number 7, Haunted Castle at Six Flags Great Adventure. When you go to an amusement park, some of you might worry about your safety, and given what you've seen in this video so far, it's warranted. The rides that we go on today are much safer because we've learned from mistakes made in the past and used them as lessons on how to make the safest rides. So many accidents happened in the 80s that you wouldn't believe how far we've come. On the evening of May 11th, 1984, a fire started at the Haunted Castle at Six Flags Great Adventure. An eyewitness claims she saw the fire when she entered the attraction, but thought that it was all part of the experience. This all changed when people started yelling "fire," and the exhibit had to be evacuated. The fire was fanned by the AC while 29 people were inside. A group of 8 teens died while one of their friends made it out alive. The friend was taken to a nearby park to calm down and get the medical attention they required. Other survivors had to be treated for smoke inhalation. Number 6. Slingshot at Luna Park, France. The Slingshot. For people who enjoy the rush of adrenaline, this might look exciting. But for anyone else, I'd say otherwise. As fun as the Slingshot may look, it wouldn't be on this list if it were not dangerous. In Luna Park, in the southern part of France, a 24-year-old woman broke her leg inside the ride. One of the ropes had snapped, causing the cage to fly around out of control and eventually bumped into a column. The woman and her companion waited for up to an hour before the firefighters arrived on the scene and helped them down. The Slingshot was then closed for investigation. The problem, quite obviously, was identified as a malfunction of the elastic that was never supposed to snap, and so the incident was blamed on the manufacturer. Nobody died, but the passengers were really scared and would likely think twice before riding it again. Number 5. Top Spin, Pakistan. In Askari Amusement Park, people were drawn to a top spin ride. Not only for the fact that it is fun, but also because it was a free ride. Falling from an amusement park ride isn't something that one anticipates, but something that they worry about before the ride. As the machine starts moving, you forget about all your worries. Well, one thing these people from Karachi, Pakistan didn't anticipate is falling from a top spin ride. In 2018, a group of riders fell from a height of 12 meters due to a ride malfunction. Many visitors are seen trying to help the victims. Unfortunately, 18 people were injured and one schoolgirl died. The visitors claim that this incident was caused by overloading the ride, but engineers say that they cannot know for sure the reason of the accident. Askari is Karachi's first amusement park and had only been open for 1 month. The park attendants claimed that it was the park's fault and asked for it to be closed down. Maybe more measures should be taken to ensure the safety of the visitors so that Karachi can keep enjoying their new amusement park. Number 4. 20 meters high drop, USA. At the Six Flags Texas Park in Arlington, a woman fell more than 20 meters down to her death. The 52-year-old woman was not properly strapped in and slipped out of the ride while her children watched. She slipped out during the ride's first descent. The visitors say that the lady did express concern prior to the beginning of the ride. Everyone's belt clicked 3 times and hers only clicked once, and she felt like she was not properly secured as the roller coaster was about to take off. A woman in the line witnessed the accident as she asked if it was okay, and the staff said yes. May this be a lesson for amusement park staff. Do not underestimate the safety concerns of a rider. Number 3. Pendulum Iraq. You know what they say about looking both ways before crossing the street? Yeah, this might apply here. In 2015, a spectator walked in front of a moving pendulum-like ride trying to get to the other side. The ride, ever increasing in speed, strength, and speed, knocked him off the platform as he flew 6 meters. Luckily, he managed to escape with only a concussion, bruised ribs, and a broken leg. Although this doesn't sound like much good luck, he was lucky to survive. Whether he was at the wrong place at the wrong time, now he knows to wait his turn. Number 2. Wave Swinger, Spain. The Wave Swinger is one of the most popular carnival rides ever. Known and loved by all, this ride is quite enjoyable. That is, if everything is in working order. The chains have to be properly attached and must be able to carry a lot of weight. In 2007, a woman in Spain fell off a wave swinger. She suffered a concussion and 2 broken legs from this unfortunate accident. The chains that were holding her up snapped, and she was thrown from the ride, with the impact breaking her legs. The accident was blamed on maintenance of the park. Number 1. Top Spin, China. The thing about amusement park rides is that you never know if you're the next one to get injured. Many people go in and come out okay. We all get on rides with a smile, unknowing of what the future may hold. In this video, people are seen enjoying the ride, and then suddenly a girl is seen flying out of her seat. The poor girl was on a seat with a faulty seatbelt. The investigation conducted showed that there was a lack of backup safety functions to keep riders from fully detaching themselves from a ride in the case of a malfunction. With a ride as powerful as the Top Spin, more safety measures are needed. Equipping the ride with only a strap might not be enough to keep this from happening again. That is all for today's video. Please make sure to drop a like for more videos and, of course, subscribe to stay tuned.